Welcome to First Word Radio. This is Michelle Gamble-Risley, and I'm sorry I just settled in late, and I just had everybody come on. Can you all hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry, I was like running. And we also have our guest on the line, and my apologies, I'm not sure who the guest is today. So could you just please tell me?
Sure. My name is K.S. Brooks. I'm an action-adventure novelist and children's book author.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I literally, ladies, I was just meeting with another author, and I'm like, I got to go. And I, like, flew out the parking lot. I was at the Elephant Bar, and I'm, like, running into the house, and I'm sprinting, and I'm all pressing the wrong buttons because I'm all uptight. So you know how that happens.
You're so funny, Michelle. This is Sonia. Hi, Sonia.
I obviously manage the keyboards and the studio, so it kind of matters if I'm here or not. All right, children's book author. Wow, that's the theme, because we just finished up getting the illustrations in for 3lpublishing.com plug for our very first children's book. So tell us about your project.
Actually, I have a few projects, but my main character is Mr. Pish. He is a Jack Russell Terrier who travels all over the country and Canada, spreading the word of outdoor learning and literacy. And so far he's traveled to 41 states, the District of Columbia, and 7 provinces of Canada.
Oh, that's great. Traveled more in Canada than I have.
He's actually also running for president.
Busy guy.
Yeah, we've been sending Mr. Pish for President bumper stickers all over the USA, Canada, and I just mailed some out to England, Scotland, and Sweden.
That's great.
Wow.
I traveled around as a kid, too, and I was in all the states except for Alaska and Hawaii, and almost all the provinces of Canada. So I think you can learn so much, and I think that's great as a children's book, because they can see, through the book as well as, instead of, actually being in the place, which is nice. You can bring that to them at home.
Well, that's one of the things we're trying to do, and what he does is his first book was called Postcards for Mr. Pish, and what he does is he writes a postcard from each place that he visits. And actually, that's been amazingly well received in classrooms around the country. It's also being used in classrooms in Mexico and in Scotland, where they actually have children write postcards as part of the classroom assignment dealing with the book. So, it's been...
I have to ask you this. Why did you send it to Sweden? I mean, I get the other places. That's kind of a weird...
Hey, Sweden is land of sobs, hockey players, and massage, and that all works for me.
Michelle's man, so he's really excited.
Mr. Pish has a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/MRP, like Peter, ISH. And people come on there and say, we want a Mr. Pish for President bumper sticker, and I say, okay, and I send it to them. So it's been great. We've given out probably 100 already.
That's awesome. I love it. Oh, my gosh. That's really cool. So, yeah, I'm not sure I'm making the connection with hockey players and Mr. Pish, though.
Well, Sweden is the land of hockey players. And for one of the countries, of course, now Russia is going to complain, and I love Russian hockey players as well. There's enough hockey player love to go around here. I actually love hockey. I grew up in Boston, and I played hockey. I was the first woman to play hockey in the men's league, actually on my 30th birthday, so that was kind of a neat milestone for me. And my most recent action-adventure novel, which I consider it more suspense than action-adventure, happens around the Vancouver 2010 Olympics and the Russian hockey team. So that's kind of how the hockey kind of is a recurring theme there.
I got it. All right. It's a hockey fan.
Yeah. So there is a method to my madness.
I know. We all have this in our literature, and the things that are true about us that we imbue our books with. I have my book out, California Girl Chronicles, plug, and that's how I throw that in. And it's
yeah,
like, you know,
what's going
I've
on
been
in the
recently,
movie? Is that working out, or?
have you been listening to the show?
I've listened to the show. I've been on your website. Sure.
Oh, my God.
Awesome.
We had amazing news yesterday. Well, the movie has gotten a big yes, interested major producer, A-lister, who also sent it to two other A-listers. It's kind of weaving around, but everybody loves it. I'm just like, wow. And,
Great.
Yeah, and then with California Girl, the same producer got his hands on the book yesterday because I met with him, and he's all, you know, this would be, you know, if this is really well written, you know, the whole chick in the lead role in TV is hot right now. He goes, oh, my God, there's so many female producers who would love to get their hands on this. And he goes, if I like it, he goes, I'm going to walk it into my agent at CAA. And I was all, whoa, okay.
Excellent. Well, you were having much better luck than I had with that, so I'm very happy for you.
How did you not have very good luck? What happened?
I actually, my first novel, which came out in 2001, Lust for Danger, has a female lead character. She's kind of like a James Bond, except she doesn't have ridiculous gadgets. Her gadgets are like real stuff, like her fists. I had a couple of movie houses come to me, and the most recent one that I signed with was back probably 2002, 2003. We got the screenplay done. I thought it was great, and then they came to me and said they wanted to turn it into science fiction.
What?
Oh, wow.
You're all, okay.
Yeah.
That happens.
She has a
That
suit,
happens.
and I mean,
it's Hollywood.
Yeah, it's just like a regular, it's, you know, a suit, it's Kevlar, it's got pockets, it's, you know, if MacGyver had like a suit to wear around and do his stuff, this would be the suit. And the producer wanted the suit to be made of quicksilver that fell to Earth from another planet, and my character, Special Agent Knight, would be the only one who could communicate with it, and it could shapeshift.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said. I'm like, no, the whole point of this is that it's realistic. And, you know, I think science fiction is great, but not in this case. And it was disappointing because a lot of people were really into the idea. There were some actresses very interested. In fact, one of the actresses that was interested in the lead role just had a role last season on Bones. It was kind of interesting to see her. I'm like, she looks really familiar. I was like, oh, yeah. So that was kind of neat. But, yeah, that was disappointing. But I know the right people will come by and be interested in doing something with that project.
What I was told, which makes sense, is that, Sonia and I have already kind of realized this anyway, that TV is the place to be right now for whatever reason, I guess. With feature film, there must be some struggles there. I haven't been paying enough attention, but TV is the place to be, and there's a lot of women-headed production companies that, this producer was saying, oh, they'd love to get their hands on that with a female lead. There's like wanting to find the new Sex in the City, and California Girl is not Sex in the City exactly, but it is sexy, and it is about sex, and it is about misguided sex. And I'm really excited about it. I'm not surprised. We've already kind of sniffed that in the breeze that this is the next it thing. And then of course with Beauty School, which is the comedy that the producers are interested in, it's young male juvenile humor, and that's also super in right now. What I found with my success in working with Hollywood is always about being able to feel the pulse of what they want to see. And if you can do that and you can be on top of that and like ahead of the wave instead of behind the wave, then you're going to have a lot more of an easy time. And it won't be hard. If you have talent, there's a lot of screenwriters out there that and writers, I've seen it all, who just don't have what it takes, and that's hard to read.
Yeah. Well, I want to be able to keep writing, and so I'll just keep turning out stuff that hopefully people will like, and eventually the right person will notice it. And I don't write to make movies, but if they made a movie, that would be great. I think it would go over very well.
Yeah, no, we're really having just a fantastic time. Sonia and I are both so excited. Sonia has just been having break after big. She's on her own little personal wave of success. Sonia, you need to share.
I know. I'm so excited. I just had one of the production assistants from actually the Doctors program, the Emmy Award-winning talk show, The Doctors, actually was just at my house. So that was pretty cool. So I'm going to be on a segment on there on a diet program that I've been doing with them, the exercise program. And also got chosen for the E-Diet spokesperson. I've done a skincare commercial, a commercial for Sherry's Berries. I just got a film when I went up to see Michelle called Single Shot that's going to be produced and might even be a feature film. We're going to hear today whether the finance person picks it up. Got Michelle's whole project that we're working on, and just lots of really good stuff going on. It's just really exciting. Nice. It seems like every time I open up my email, there's something new.
Yeah, well, Sonia needs to update her Twitter because the last thing I saw on Sonia's Twitter was about the skincare commercial.
Oh, yeah, the Twitter I've been sending out messages, but more on Facebook. I've been doing a lot more.
Yeah, I listened to your segment about Twitter the other day, and I was kind of laughing. And I actually plugged you guys, and since Michelle is still not on Twitter, I couldn't plug Michelle, but I did plug Sonia, so
at least
I got one of you.
No. I'm on Twitter. I just started building up my following.
I got a request
on Twitter. I couldn't find you on Twitter. What's your handle?
It's Michelle Gamble-Risley, one word, or Michelle 3L.
I got a request. I want to follow you, Michelle, but I can't. I'm like full. I have to wait till more people follow me, and then I'll follow you as soon as I can.
Yeah, I tried to. I went to your website to find your Twitter handle, and I didn't see it on there.
Now, and I just finally got my arms around it. I'm really, really focused, as I'm sure you are, on building that and very, very important platform, mostly for California Girl. I've got 1,700 people connections on Facebook, and Twitter, my fan page is connected. 3L's fan page is connected to Twitter, so I have been tweeting, but I don't have a strong following. I've got only like 300 people I'm following, and I've got like 70, 75 people who are following me. So I'm working on it, but I just also got Breeze Blog, which is breezeblog.tumblr.com. That is on Tumblr. Tumblr is like the big next generation of social media, especially for blogging. So I've been doing stuff with that, and just really, again, it's all about the baseline. You're an author. You got to build your following. You got to justify, and get sales. And California Girl's a series. I need to sell more than just one book here. And, she hasn't even really officially released either. So as I'm going to plug it, you can get it on 3lpublishing.com. There's still a very small handful of hardcover left. Once it's out, it's gone. Softcover comes out in November. In fact, I got the invoice for that today, and I'm like, oh, yeah, now I have to pay for that. And that will be coming out. The ebook comes out and goes into bookstores in January. And here's the fun part. From an author to a publisher, when you're the publisher, guess what? You get to publish what you want.
This is true. I mean, it's been just the industry changing the way it has just over the past 10 years has been amazing. Just, we have put our emphasis is really changed up. Ebooks are dominating, and they will continue to dominate. In fact, there's a projection that ebooks will be at $40 billion by 2015. Of the ebook sales right now, contemporary romance, 56% are being sold into that genre. My theory is that women don't want to reveal what they're reading, and they can hide it on their readers. And you laugh, but nobody wants to have,
That's great. I never thought about it that way, but it's so true.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way either. That's funny.
Do you want to show that you've got, what's his face, dipping some woman, or she's got her, who wants to show that? Now, in defense of California Girl, if you've seen the cover for it and you sound like you've done your homework, it doesn't look like your typical romance book, but it's very chic, it's very sophisticated romance, and at the same time, still walking around with a book cover with a woman in a bikini on the cover, you might be still a little slightly embarrassed. So,
hey, Skinny Dipping was a bestseller, and that had a girl in a bikini on the cover. So,
Which one?
Skinny Dipping, and John Hayes, is that? I'm not sure how to say his last name, but that had a girl in a bikini on the cover, I believe. But
I'm not saying that it applies. I'm just telling you that I think that's why the larger percentage is on the ebook versus, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I can't have a bestseller in a paperback with a sexy cover. I'm just saying that it helps when it comes to promoting it as an ebook, because I do think there's a lot of religious women who don't want anyone to see what they're really reading.
That very well could be, because, I personally have been shocked at the revealing covers that are out there, like almost completely naked people intertwined on book covers. And, here's my... I couldn't believe it. And, here's my book cover in a contest with, like, things that to me look X-rated, and I was like, oh, my. I'm like, number one, I don't really want to tell people to come to this website and vote for my book cover because they're going to see porn. And on the other hand, I don't have a chance because all they're going to see is porn.
Yeah, they're going to be like, I'm going to buy voted porn. And it can hey, ebook reader can hide that you're reading porn.
Yeah, well, I was actually quite pleased that my book cover did win. So that was kind of neat, and that was for The Kiss of Night, which has a fantastic cover by Dara England on it. But I had no idea until I got involved with those contests that people had, like, basically porn on their book covers.
Oh, good God. Yeah,
and they're real, they're models. It's not like they're, drawings. It's like they're actually people.
Is she naked or is she dressed? Oh, she's naked.
Well, we found out. We had another guy on as a guest, and he said that 66% of all websites were all porn.
Oh, my God. 70%. 70%, Sonia.
Oh, was it 70? I thought it was 66.
70% were porn. It's like it's sort of amazing, like, what we all have, these little secret proclivities. It's like, wow, 70% are surfing for porn. Alrighty,
it makes me feel like I've been living under a rock.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I'm totally
unbelievable.
Like, who are these people? They're not my friends, or I guess they are my friends, but nobody's copying to it.
There might be closet ones.
They have to be.
Reader.
They totally have to be, because there's no flipping way. 7 out of 10 people, okay, that's 7 out of 10 people are surfing for porn online.
That's
a lot of people.
That is.
Well, when I worked in the search engine positioning industry, some of the top search terms were like Pamela Anderson naked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
So companies would actually put Pamela Anderson naked in their keywords just to try and get traffic to their website.
Yeah. Well, I will put, like, the weirdest, like, brand names into my blog just to pull traffic, just, like, get people interested or whatever and come take a look. And speaking of that, you're going to be posting this link all over your social media, right?
Already have been.
Oh, good, yay! I was like, okay, wow, slap me. So what else are you working on in the future now that you've done your Fish or whatever his name is?
Mr. Fish.
What are you going to be working on?
He has 2 books out, Postcards from Mr. Fish Volume 1 and Mr. Fish's Woodland Adventure, which is about getting kids outside and looking around them, away from their video games. Postcards from Mr. Fish Volume 2, you're very welcome, chronicles his journey from Washington State up through Western Canada, Saskatchewan, and down into Minnesota and all the way to Maryland. That's the next edition that should be out next month or December.
Nice, my home state. My home state from there, Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. We had a great time in Minnesota. we got to see the swans on the Mississippi River that came in, thousands of trumpeter swans that come in. Yeah, that was fantastic. And we were up in Moorhead where they have, and I do not know the name of this ship because I cannot pronounce it. It's a Norwegian name of a ship, a Viking ship that a man built and sailed to Norway.
Oh, nice.
Well, you just have this whole Sweden, Norway, Norwegian thing going on, don't you?
Scandinavian, yes, we're very Scandinavian. And then we went to the Norski Nook in Wisconsin and had fantastic Norwegian food, and Mr. Pish posed with the waitresses. It was really funny. It was definitely a fun time. But we loved Minnesota. That was great. I'm also working on... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, do you want to give a URL for all this? So, because we only have a couple more minutes on the show.
Sure. It's www.mrpish.com. That's M-R-P-I-S-H, P like Peter. Or it's also misterpish.com. We have both URLs just in case somebody spells it out. He's also on Facebook at facebook.com/mrpish.com. So I'm working on those. I'm working on Mr. Pish Goes to the Farm and a few other Mr. Pish adventures. I'm just had I'm having 4 books come out this year. I've been doing a lot of writing, and that was my goal, so I'm really, really happy that I reached that. Night Undone, which is the 3rd book in the Special Agent Night series, that came out this year. That's the one that took place at the Vancouver 2010 Winter Olympics. And the sequel to that, I've started working on the next 2 books. And then Lust for Danger, which is Agent Knight's earlier days when she was really a badass special agent. The sequel to that should be out next year. So I've been working on that since 1991, so we won't tell anybody. That's been a long time.
That's a long time. That's 20 years. That's a long time. All right. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today and being our guest and putting up with our ruckus behavior. So thank you again. And if you like the show, tell your friends. We're really trying to focus on building up our listenership and making our show as popular as possible because it helps, obviously, not only us, but it helps all of our authors and our friends and family, none of my family, our friends that come on the show. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sonia. And if I could just plug my personal website, is ksbrooks.com, and you'll find links to my children's books, my suspense novels, and my latest book that just came out this month, which is Odd and Odder, which is it's a collection of short stories with author Newton Love.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Great. Thank you so much, ladies. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.